Hello everybody and welcome to Everything Paranormal. I am your host with the most, Para-Mike, and sitting across me in the deep dark dungeon of the dark world of news, she is the gothic bride that hates everything in the world. The goofy, the lovely, the talented Para-Lor.
Hi everybody.
This is episode 3. And we're doing some more stuff. Forgot to mention in episode 2 when we were doing some stories and everything. There was a story that came across Facebook that I saw and Para-Lor saw, and I forgot to mention it. And I was still trying to wrap my brain around it and everything. There was a Florida couple that walked into Taco Bell. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it because I worked in Taco Bell in my home state. And
Once in Florida.
Yeah, it was in Florida. But I never would have ever read this or thought of this. A Florida couple walked into Taco Bell to, I guess, have lunch or something. The details wasn't specific, and I'm still trying to find more on this story, but it's like I can't find it. But I guess it was like lunchtime, and I guess they were having a nice lunch, but something happened. I'm not too sure of it. But somehow the woman got upset with her boyfriend and slapped him with a taco and got arrested. What?
No, you mentioned it when we started.
Yeah, but I didn't go in detail about it, and I'm still trying to find more of the story. But when did tacos become fucking illegal weapons and get arrested?
Well, like when does stupid shit happens with food get people arrested for it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
When did the tacos become arrested? It didn't even say if it was a hard taco or a soft taco that her boyfriend got assaulted with for her to get arrested. And I've seen a picture and I don't know. I would like to find more about that story. If somebody could email it to me at everythingparanormal2021@gmail.com or put it on our Facebook page. Please, just go to our website at everythingparanormal.gear.host/ep.html and just look for a little Facebook icon. Click there and it will bring you to our Facebook page and just post it up there with the link so I can find more about this. Oh my God. Outside of that, we have some more other stories from Florida that I found that are hilarious.
I stole those.
Yes, Para-Lor stole those for me. But I found some other stuff too that kind of shocked me and everything. But I'm going to throw it over to Para-Lor for the more Florida stuff that I found hilarious. That I showed her and she practically fell out of bed on it the other night, so I'm gonna have her go for it. So passing it over to the dark side news desk of funny shit.
Well, First, to warm up a little bit before we get to those.
Yeah, I wish it was warmed up. It's so fucking cold in here.
Yeah. Damn fucking mic. Here we go. Anyways, to warm up to the Florida stuff. Mom explains she has sex with elves and they know exactly what she wants.
Actually, it's mum. M-U-M, not mom.
Okay.
Mum.
Sorry. Mom explains she has sex with elves and they know exactly what she wants. We talking imaginary elves or little people?
When I told Para-Lor this about the story, I should have taken a picture of her facial expression. Trust me, if I could have made a video for this podcast show and just popped it up there, and you guys would have laughed your ass off like, oh my god.
Okay. The mom of one, okay, she's a mother of one, reveals the flexible little fellas. I wonder if I could try to do an accent, but I'm going to try. I haven't done accents in a long time.
Good luck trying to do a UK accent.
Nah. The word fellas, it sounds more like Irish. I'm gonna try. The mom of one reveals the flexible little fellas of, pardon me, have. God, this is so stupid. Glittery sperm. Are they related to fucking unicorns?
The glittery sperm.
A woman has confessed she has sex with elves, revealing they have glittery sperm and are very flexible. Okay. Pardon my language. I'm gonna probably end up butchering this word, or name, but I don't care. Hallgrim's daughter, who said she has an elf sex expert and has even written a book called Please Yours Elf. That makes no sense. Anyway, boasted she has, well, not has, had lots, bleh. Let me read that again, rewind. Boasted she had loads of orgasms while enjoying lovemaking with elves.
Okay.
Oh my god. Anyways. Okay, the woman, one of her explanations, says sex with humans is boring. I never had an issue, have you?
I'm not saying a word.
The Icelandic artist told a video interview with Vice. Elves sort of know what you want in bed. They don't need to ask what you want. They can read your mind and maybe even know better of what you want than you do, which is very incredible. Next, as we keep reading on. Sorry, trying to fix this damn thing. They are very flexible, so can use potions which would not be possible as human beings. Holgerder recounted showing a book of elf sex positions. She said, "This is a picture of one of the crazy positions that an elf can do." Surprised me, lady. In it, as in the book, The elf is bent over backwards, his head facing skywards. So he's doing a fucking crab position? Of another, she said he's standing up and she's sort of up with her feet on his shoulders. Good thing I haven't eaten yet. He's performing oral sex on her. They have incredible tongues. Anything you want to add on that one?
I am not going there. Nope.
I bet you 10 to 1 after reading this shit.
I may not want to do it again.
Elf sex is gonna end up being on a next porn video. I don't watch that shit, but I could get probably saying that's gonna end up happening after me reading this. She continues, size apparently doesn't matter.
I'm sure it doesn't.
Size isn't an issue with elves. She added,
nor with her.
with elves, size doesn't matter. She just basically fucking said the same damn thing. Twice. And that rewind. And that isn't the only impressive thing about them. Because they have shiny sperm.
I'm sure they do.
She explained, elf sperm is quite shimmery, glittery. I don't think I ever want to eat Lucky Charms ever again.
Well, you know, I always keep saying, lucky sperms. I think all right, the lucky sperms.
And making love with an elf won't leave you wanting. I'm sure it won't. You will definitely have an orgasm with an elf, she said. I've had loads of them.
I'm sure she has.
Okay. Final part of this story here. A strong traditional belief. The word elfar, or elf, first appeared in Icelandic literature around 1000 AD, and many Icelandic people still believe they exist. Okay, if it's Icelandic tradition, you can't really mock them for having that belief.
No, you can't.
In 2013, The Atlantic, my guess, newspaper or something, reported how plans to build a road through a lava field near the capital of, I apologize if I end up butchering some things, Reykjavik had caused problems, not just for environmental reasons. One protester, again butchering the name, Ragnhildur Sjónsdóttir, was worried the road would upset an elf colony. This elf church is connected by light energy to other churches, other places. She said, so if one of them is destroyed, it's, well, not a good thing. Okay. Not going to say anything about the last part of the traditional belief of the Icelandic. But the woman who says she has sex with elves and says sex with humans is boring, two things. One, something's wrong with you upstairs. And you need mental help. Or two, you probably didn't have much experience with humans, or possibly the opposite sex. So my advice to that would be, because if you could see the not the double-edged sword, but the comparison. She hasn't had sex with many guys, or probably very little. She'd probably just go lesbian then. If she's saying sex with elves is better.
That's would be creepy.
That is the end of that story.
Yikes.
You want to read your first one over there? So I can get a drink here?
Alright. Well, my first one happens to happen in France. South of France, actually. France. Yes, south of France. Wee wee!
In a minute.
Huh?
Shout out Jeff Dunham.
Yes. Kindergartners stumbled across this 5,600-year-old burial mound. Archaeologists are mystified.
One question before you read.
Uh-oh.
How the fuck do kindergartners stumble upon something like that?
I don't know.
How are they not supervised?
I don't know. But we're going to get into it. It's a magical place where children learn fun new ways to play together, sing together, and for some lucky tots in the south of France, dig up the first bits of 5,600-year-old human remains together. I'm sorry, but that would freak the shit out of me. That would freak the shit out of me.
Well, figure.
I mean, singing together, playing together, having a lot of fun. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Normal childhood behavior.
Yeah. But digging up human remains for over 5,600 years? No.
No.
That's what happened. More or less. In 2006. When a group of school children, I think you all need to use spell check, because school children happens to be, or needs to be separated, not one word. That's how they put it. School children, one big
the
word.
The news article?
Yeah.
But
put it as one word.
Just call out the news article going, you're fucking morons!
Yes. In the town of I can't
butcher it. If you can't pronounce it, just do the best you can.
I can't. To be honest with you, I can't.
Spell it.
LAURENT dash
Lucrane.
ME Doc accidentally dug up some bits of old bone in their kindergarten playground. Wow, in the playground? Was this at a school?
Apparently a couple of kids must have been playing in the sandbox and found them there.
It turns out that part of their school was built on top of an ancient burial mound, which early analysis suggested held human remains that were thousands of years old. Now, a new study of the mound, known as La Tumulus des Stables,
That's
what I said,
I know.
reveals that the site is far older and far more crowded than previously thought. The 25 most mysterious archaeological finds on Earth, which unfortunately is highlighted as a link, but I haven't gotten to that part yet. But there will be more research, so I'll probably have it on another episode.
Okay.
Writing in the April 2019 issue of the Journal of Archaeological Science Reports, which is just another link, I'll do that again. A team of archaeologists excavated the mound to find no fewer than 30 individuals, which is 20 adults and 10 children, entered, which is spelled another way from the way we spell entered.
Ontoured?
No, it's actually Interred.
Unturred.
Yeah, which we would spell Entered.
I know.
And a mound only about 1.6 feet, 50 centimeters deep, which that's actually in English terms for our metric system. If you're a carpenter. More surprising still is that, according to a radiocarbon analysis of several teeth found in the pit, the deceased were placed there over a 2,000-year period, beginning in the late Neolithic era, about 3,600 BC, or in the French terminology of era, 3,600 BC.
Okay, before Christ.
And ending in the Iron Age, 1250 BC. Or in our terminology, 1,250 BC.
2,200.
No.
BC.
No. In their terms, it's
1,250
BC.
Okay.
Our terminology would be 1,250 BC. Why this seemingly unremarkable spot was used to host the dead for more than 2 millennia is a question that still vexes the researchers. It's unusual because it's not a really obvious or prestigious site.
Okay.
That raises questions.
Yeah, it does.
The word site, prestigious site, that just raises a lot of questions. I mean, if you're going to build a school at a certain locations and you're going to make a little playground for the kindergarten kids, isn't there usually, a lot of digging first, because you have to lay like pipes and waterworks and gas pipes and stuff like that? Wouldn't you come across something like that first before building a building there?
If it's a regular playground and it's not a playground with an added sprinkler, most are just basically cut out a part of the freaking grass. Lay down a few things, maybe fucking wood or whatever, and then just put slides or whatever else.
Yeah, I know that if it's just a normal park or a playground for a park, but this is a school with a playground.
But here's
a kindergarten school. But if you're going to build a school with a playground for the kids to do recess, you have to lay down like pipe work. You have to like build a big freaking hole or dig a big hole in order to lay down pipe work for like water lines, gas lines, sewer lines, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oil lines. Wouldn't you find that first and say, we can't build a school here, we can't put a playground here because we found bones?
Oh.
That would automatically contact the authorities, like, we found bones. We can't continue.
Yeah, well, most people in,
That was mine.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Most people, when they're contractors for whatever they're building, they don't give a damn about, usually, obviously the school had to have been built first before the playground. They didn't find anything where the school itself is sitting, but it was found where the playground is. Then that means the burial is basically where that area is and not the main area.
That could make a lot more sense.
But still, don't fuck with Native American burial grounds.
Yeah, but
even if you just discover it.
Yeah, but it doesn't say if they were native. 5,600-year-old human remains. Okay.
Yeah.
2006, we go there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we jump from 2006 to 2019, but then we go 3600 BC, 1250 BC. Then this school's built and the playground, from that time to now, it would be like, those bones should have been found a long time ago before the school, the playground was built. You see where I'm leading to this?
Yeah, I see where you're leading to this.
For a prestigious site, but it's in brackets for the word site.
Quote marks for people who are a little bit illiterate.
Yeah. Lead study author Hannah James, a doctoral candidate at the Australian National University of Canberra, said in a statement, I can't wait to read that link.
Okay.
It's not on a hill or an obvious location. Well, how is it not an obvious location, you moron? It's in an obvious location.
Just a stupid bitch.
Shows that all of the individuals examined ate from the land.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Rather than fishing from a nearby river or the Atlantic Ocean, one individual seemed to have been born in a much colder climate. Well, what the fuck? Were they from the North Pole or something?
I don't know.
And may have been transported to the site after death, the researcher wrote. The mound also included a hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge? Hodgepodge.
HODGEPODGE.
Yeah, hodgepodge.
Of grave relics, including broken, chromatic, metal and animal bones. In other words, plenty of interesting materials for the kindergartner's next section of show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell about therapy bills.
Or a trip to the White Room with rubber. That's it for that story, until I get more out of those links.
Okay.
Oh.
Give you a breather.
Okay. Holy crap.
Well, obviously nobody's had paranormal experiences like the movie Poltergeist, and I mean the original. I did not care for the remake. I don't give a damn. Okay, this The next several stories are what in the fuck category. Police, unfortunately in our hometown, Massachusetts, which I'm gonna call Massachusetts, woman who crashed car IDs herself as Hello Kitty. What the fuck are you smoking, lady? I don't want none.
Okay, let me iterate this. Somebody anonymously sent this to an old email address of mine.
Okay.
And they didn't give me a whole lot of details, but I researched it and I found it hilarious.
You sure it wasn't my brother?
No.
No. No offense to my only living brother that I got left. He's not that bright.
No, somebody anonymous sent me this. I found the story and I thought it was hilarious. I got the whole entire stuff, which is in front of you.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious, and it was the stupidest fucking thing that this person decided to play her so fast. So go for it.
Okay. Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Police in Rhode Island say, okay, the woman's from Massachusetts. She was just in Rhode Island.
That's the thing that got me.
Yeah.
It says Massachusetts, but it's from Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And that was just the thing that was catching me. It's like this woman portrays herself as Hello Kitty, but the story's out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, but Massachusetts caught it. That's the only thing that caught my mind.
No, pay attention. Police in Rhode Island say a Massachusetts woman, meaning the woman's from Massachusetts who might have possibly been in vacation.
Yeah.
In Rhode Island there. Not saying she lives in Rhode Island and Massachusetts picked it up. The other way around. Say a Massachusetts woman. Massachusetts for those who don't know. Who flipped her car onto its roof after striking a home, identified herself to investigating officers as Hello Kitty. A fucking animated cartoon from Japan? Okay. Let's just see if this bitch is more fucked up than I'm already getting a picture of. Police say 25-year-old Karina, I might end up butchering the middle name here. Dominez Martinez of Worcester, Massachusetts, struck the concrete stairs of a vacant Pawtucket home at 1 a.m. Saturday before rolling. A witness tells WPRI-TV, it says the she, more like that she was driving erratically with her lights off just before the crash. Okay. Dominant U.S. Martinez gave her name as Hello Kitty and was treated at the scene for scrapes and bruises. Police said she had open bottles of Singlera in her car. No shit! Fucking idiot. She was charged with driving under the influence. Oh, no, really? And resisting arrest. She was released on her own recognizance. That makes no sense.
Recognizance.
Thank you. Pending arraignment on Wednesday. It's unclear if she has a lawyer. I highly doubt any lawyer, well, there are a shitload of dumbass lawyers in our hometown, so I wouldn't doubt if any one of them picked her up as a client, but I don't think they would get very much for a win. Anyways, taking a quick drinky. No, I'm not drinking anything
Alcoholic, yeah.
alcoholic of the alcoholic variety.
Well, here's one. I just looked at this one up.
Okay.
We're going to Pasco County, Florida.
Shocking.
In September of this year, Pasco County police officers were called to a mobile home occupied by a 45-year-old Cynthia Alexander after a neighbor saw Alexander and her 28-year-old daughter Stephanie fighting on the front lawn. Cynthia and Stephanie had a disagreement over how best to keep their mobile home clean, which turned from a shouting match to a wrestling match to Cynthia discharging a stun gun to her daughter's face.
Ooh.
Ouch.
That's a new way of saying bitch slap.
Literally, in a shocking sense. While Stephanie refused to press charges, the deputies charged Cynthia with aggravated domestic battery and told her to clean up her act.
Never fails for Florida cops down there.
Yeah.
They tell someone instead of really doing anything.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, good Jesus.
Okay.
The shrimpering.
You can hold on to that for a minute. Next we have is Utah. Mount Pleasant, Utah. Man is struck by lightning while masturbating to Bible.
Wow.
Anyways, that's just the title. Let me get to the whole story here. Mount Pleasant, Utah. A repentant man from Utah was found in critical condition and rescued by Mount Pleasant patrol officers after the 66-year-old man allegedly told officers he had been jerking himself, or for people who don't know what that means, masturbating to the Bible moments before being struck down by a lightning bolt. I did not do it. The religious man who had decided to go for a stroll on Mount Pleasant that day was caught offset by a raging storm, which ultimately might have cost him his life. Since my wife passed away last year, I often seek the tranquility of the hiking trails of Mount Pleasant, he told local reporters. I bring my Bible and meditate about God, Jesus, and the creation. He explained, I strongly believe God has punished me for my sinful ways that day, and am glad God has given me a second chance to spread his word, to tell my story, he added. Okay. I bring my okay. I understand seeking tranquility and stuff like that different ways.
I mean, forgiveness.
And that too. But if you read your Bible and instead of saying jerking the chicken, you meditate Last time I checked, jerking off and meditating are not in the same sentence or category. Fucking Christ. Okay, here's the guy's name. John Taylor believes that being struck by lightning was a divine message of hopes to share a story amongst his fellow men. Masturbation, jerking the chicken, pulling the patch. I'm gonna start saying F from now on. Pulling the patch is a sin. Mr. Taylor wholeheartedly decries the fact that he was pulling the patch to the Bible moments before being struck down by lightning. A fact he wishes to share with others. I am ashamed to say that I was fulfilling my dirty deeds. Let's see, the active dirty deeds, the song from AC/DC, or...
Yes.
Or John Moxley's finishing move, which he calls Not the Paradigm.
Yep.
While holding this sacred object, written down from the spoken word of God. If God has intended this to be my punishment for my sinful ways, then I feel I must share my story with the world so that others may avoid this dreadful path. He admits, visibly humbled by the whole experience.
Yeah. Now with that story, there was a picture.
I'm not done with it yet. I'm just trying to think.
I know, but let me iterate this. If I had the photo with that story that you're reading, that you're about to finish, you would cringe so hard at his backside when this lightning struck him.
Well, one thing I could say before I finish. If God's going to punish you for whatever simple thing that you did, I'm pretty sure he would do a lot worse than fucking lightning.
True. True, but you would cringe. I mean, we've seen videos of people getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And we think it's a lot paranormal with the way people think of putting these videos up on like YouTube or Facebook or whatever social media platform they put it on.
Yeah, I understand that, but obviously if you're out in the wide open and you have a bot and you're reading whatever sacred book that you have and it's a fucking thunderstorm, common fucking sense.
True.
If God, and I'm putting this in quotations, if God was going to actually use lightning, it would have been a whole lot more than just one strike. And a whole lot of other shit to go with it. For it to be a punishment. I wonder how many people that hear this are going to think, no, it's the devil's work. Due to the fact that people don't realize in the Bible, God and Lucifer were actually considered brothers. One good, one evil. And I could hear a lot of verbally and mentally, I can kind of hear a lot of people going, shut the fuck up, mouth breathers. That's my interpretation. Okay. I can't believe I'm going to have to read this passage. Reading Ezekiel with a pure mind, in quotations, Mr. Taylor acknowledges his sexual urges exploded. Be a whole lot more than exploded if you were hit by lightning afterwards. while reading verses of Ezekiel 19 and 20, which he warns must be read only by strong, devout Christians. How many people that say they're strong, devoted Christians that we met down in the hellhole in Florida, they were nothing but backstabbing crockpots?
None.
Thank you. With a greater understanding of the Bible's inherent truths. I was a bit depressed that day. Okay, I can understand that. I deal with depression every single day of my life. And have been for a long time. And that rewind. And that is when the devil brought me to these passages and filled my body with sinful urges. Okay. Can't come up with anything on that. He decries, I was weak then, but God has shown me the way, and until I die, I shall share my story with others. Don't pay as heavy a price as I did. Acknowledges the man that has suffered serious burns and injuries from the lightning bolt. Ezekiel verses 19 and 20 read as follows. New International Version. I don't think that's the original saying. Yet she became more and more promiscuous as she recalled the days of her youth when she was a prostitute in Egypt. There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like those of donkeys, and whose emission was like that of horses. Unfortunately, I had to get every fucking verse and every goddamn chapter read to me over and over and over for fucking 3 years. In Florida. I don't fucking remember these. I don't even think this is the actual one. And if it is, well, then let my grandmother hit me in the freaking back of my head with a cane. Or I actually should say, let my mother fucking come around. Oh wait, she does already.
Yeah, drives you nuts.
No, it drives me ready to break my phone and want to break something.
Well, your phone's already going out the door anyways. So,
okay, so
what's the difference?
What's left of my phone? Break a fucking bone or something.
You mind not saying bone. I'm already suffering. Still.
I'm already suffering in my back and my stomach.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a little bit worse right now.
Yeah.
Your next story.
Well, do we want to go back to Florida, or do we want to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show Castle?
Do the Rocky Horror.
Okay, we're going to go to London, where the story is the Rocky Horror Picture Show Castle is a luxe hotel perfect for a weekend stay.
Luxurious hotel in England?
Which is kind of a surprise. And no, this is not the one in California. This is all the way over in London, which is kind of surprising.
Easy. The one in London was actually where they made the film that Tim Curry was in.
Yeah.
The one in California was basically the Broadway version.
Yeah, I know. Except also it when I also did a little bit more research, it was also Tim Curry did that one too.
Yeah.
But not the Broadway version, but also that was mine.
I could tell.
Which was also in the movie as well.
Yeah. Who told you that?
Most of it was shot in London, but most of it was also shot in California.
Well, yeah, parts were
which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's where Frankenfurter was introduced
Yeah.
with Meatloaf, because they couldn't go over to London at the time.
No, let's see, wait a minute. Tim Curry, I believe, lives in London still.
I don't know.
Well, I remember, okay, before we go back to Rocky Horror, when Tim Curry did the movie Clue, he did that in the U.S.
Right.
Which means he does anything in the U.S., he gets a work visa.
Right. But anyways, it says, did you know that the Rocky Horror Castle, known as Oakley Court, is actually a luxe hotel only a short drive away from London's Heathrow Airport? Maybe the next time you find yourself in the UK, you should make a pit stop in Windsor, where you can snap a selfie of yourself doing the time warp.
No.
In one of the ultimate filming locations. The 1975 film adaptation of the Rocky Horror Picture Show is one of the very first depictions of the subvertations sexually, at least in horror musical form.
Yeah.
It's also one of the first cult films that come to mind at midnight screenings, drawing fans from around the world even still.
Oh, of course. Rocky Horror Picture Show has a major cult following. And a lot of those cult followers of the original hated the reversion.
Yeah, no shit.
You can't blame them.
No. Located in Windsor, England, just a hop, skip, and jump from Heathrow, about 20 minutes. I can't even say this word.
Just do the best you can here. Or ad-lib it.
Quintessential?
Quintessential.
Thank you. Country house is where many of the film's most recognizable scenes were shot, acting as the home of Dr. Frankenfurter, also known as the Frankenstein Place.
I'm a sweet transsexual.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry, I can't help it. That's like the best fucking one of the whole fucking movie. His opening scene doing that. Oh my God. I wonder how much he got paid just to put that outfit on.
You'll no doubt recognize the entryway of Oakland Court, where a newly engaged couple, Brad and Janet, stood dripping wet before they were welcomed inside for the craziest night of their lives. There's also the famous staircase and the room where the dining scene was filmed. While the hotel boasts 118 bedrooms, fans of the movie were booked a stay at the Rocky Horror Castle will want to make sure to book one of the 9 mansion suites inside Oakland Court. I was about to say Oakland Castle. As these are the only hotel rooms that are part of the manor's original structure. Frankenfurter.
Furter, dear. Frankenfurter, not Frankenfooter.
Sorry. Fans gathered at the Rocky Horror Castle each year to celebrate the film during the Time Warp picnic. For €260.
You may have to look up what that is for American.
Yeah.
It might be a little bit higher than pounds for England, but
I don't even know how to do that.
If we had a fucking chance, I'd love to fucking stay there.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do that.
Easy. Just Google. Google the American version of the 250 euros.
All right, hold on. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see. 260
While you're looking up,
euro
when I first
to USD.
saw Rocky Horror Picture Show, was actually on MTV. The only good time, or when MTV was worth watching.
Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay, go ahead.
260 EUR to USD convert. Let's see what this one is. I guess this thing is showing me.
You could be talk a little higher here.
Okay, according to the first one I picked, which is EX.com, currency converter.
Okay.
260 euro to United States dollar would be $304.690.
Okay, so $350.69.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Well, okay, so you factor the American price plus the fucking flight over there. It's a bit pricey. And I wonder if they actually have a picture of Tim Curry in that outfit. That would be symbolic, though.
Not what I found when I got the story from the website, unfortunately.
That blows. Because he actually... No, not dissing Susan Sarandon. She was not that good of a singer. Due to the fact that every time she actually sang a song, I wanted to stab out my ears.
Okay, so I found another version. Okay, 260 euros.
Okay.
For here would be $304.59.
Okay.
So basically $305 just to stay at the Oakley Court.
Yeah, not counting the flight.
Right. So I would say maybe close to $500 or more.
I'd say close to maybe 1,000, maybe.
Yeah.
But when I first saw Rocky Horror Picture Show, Tim Curry was actually on MTV. And it was actually the only time when MTV was worth watching. In my mind, in my eyes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I somehow, because it was one of those days where you're bored, I was bored, probably a lot of people were bored, grabbed the remote, start flipping through the channels, back when cable was broadband, where you didn't need to pay for God knows how much just for a freaking certain package. Came across MTV right when Rocky Horror Picture Show just started. And I didn't look, and I'm not the type that'll go look in a TV guide and see what's on. I'll just flip through the channels. If it's worth watching, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And at first, I was like, okay, what the hell am I watching? Because the opening is Susan Sarandon, the guy playing her fiance or husband or whatever.
Fiance.
Okay. And they do that opening song after the narrator. I'm like, oh my God, somebody stab out my ears, please. Not saying Susan Sarandon ain't a good actress, but not that really good of a singer. And due to the fact Rocky Horror Picture Show was, and still is, a horror musical movie. And I was like, okay, I could kind of get into it because of the castle and the opening scene and the other opening scene with Riff Raff. And I forget who played the girl with him. That was supposed to be, I don't know. I'm thinking his girlfriend, his wife, his sister. I have no idea. When he started singing, I was like, okay, I kind of get into it. But they didn't necessarily go actually sing the Time Warp until after Tim Curry came in. Yeah. Tim Curry, the opening scene with him, oh my god. Him with the glittery, I'm hoping it was an afro wig and not his actual hair. Then again, other movies, his hair is like short but slicked back, like it's mousse or something, so it had to have been a wig.
Something like that. Wearing
what looked like a Count Dracula cape at first. And looking at Susan Sarandon's character, he automatically starts doing the melatonin singing. And automatically starts throwing his voice saying, I'm a sweet transsexual. That's actually the most memorable goddamn point of the movie.
Yeah.
I love the movie. I still do. I was not really too keen on the ending. But I wasn't the actor, I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And was not a huge fan of Meatloaf. Never was. Except one song that he does, or did. I Would Do Anything for Love was, to me, the only motherfucking single that made it for me.
Right.
Due to the fact he's wearing the goth stuff. Because if you don't know the music video, go Google it or YouTube it. He's wearing what looks like a Dracula stuff. The gothic, I'm hoping was, I forget the fucking shirt, the name of the damn shirt it was.
I don't remember.
But he was wearing like a gothic style with a white shirt that looked expensive. With the long hair, might as well say Louis Vampire in Interview with a Vampire style hair.
Yeah.
And singing it, and I'm thinking the woman in the video might have been his first wife, but I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember her name either. But at first I thought it was just him singing with her in the video. Then she starts singing.
Right.
I'm like, that's got to be his main single.
Don't know.
But you hear how his vocals are in that music video. You hear every word.
Right.
Every syllable, every phrase, every verse. Rocky Horror Picture Show with him in it. Due to the fact he's playing Johnny. No. Not Johnny. Shit, I forget the character he played, the name of his character too in that movie. Obviously, you could tell I could care less with him being in the movie. But you hear the song Meatloaf is singing in Rocky Horror Picture Show. You could not fucking hear a fucking word he was saying. Like the sound or the bass was so off when he started singing.
Let's see.
Okay.
Tim Curry, Dr. Frank
Converter,
Susan Sarandon, Janet Wise as the heroine. So she was a drug addict. Barry Bozwick as Brad Major.
Okay.
He was a hero.
Oh, okay.
I guess he was a war hero or something. Doesn't really say. Richard O'Brien as Riff Raff. He was the handyman.
Yeah. More
Patricia
like
Quinn. Patricia Quinn. Magenta. She as a domestic. Don't know what that really is.
I don't know.
Nell Campbell. Credited as Little Nell,
Mm-hmm.
as a Columbia and a groupie.
I don't know.
Jonathan Adams as Dr. Everett V. Scott,
Okay.
a rival scientist.
He was the narrator.
Peter Hinwood, a Rocky Horror, a creation. Trevor White as a singing voice.
Yeah, chorus.
Meatloaf
Okay.
as Eddie, an ex-delivery boy.
Okay, Eddie, thank you.
Charles Gray as the criminological, whatever, an expert. I guess he was like more like a CSI person or something.
Yeah, I believe he was
Criminologist.
Yeah,
that's
he
it.
was the narrator for the entire damn movie.
Jeremy Newson
Yeah.
as Ralph. I can't pronounce the last name, but it's HAPSCHATT. And then there was Hilary Farr, credited as Hilary LaBeau,
Yep.
as Betty Monroe.
Okay.
And that was it for that one.
Raph was
Riff Raff was the old dude with the bald hair.
I know.
With the bald head, but he had hair on his side that was like
Yeah.
Kind of like Igor, but on drugs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I first saw it. I'm like, what the hell is this? Is it a taller version of Igor?
No, Riff Raff was the short dude.
Yeah, he could
was
really sing.
really short. Richard was the short guy, playing Riff Raff.
Oh, yeah.
He had the bald head,
Yeah.
but his hair was like really natted and knotted.
Yeah, you could tell that was a
and
wig.
everything.
You could tell there was
He looked like he was
hairpiece wig.
cracked out and
Yeah.
everything, but he looked like the butler for Tim Curry's character
Yeah, that's what it was.
and everything. And then the other one was the maid.
Yeah.
So that was that part. But anyways, back to the story. For 260 euros,
Yeah.
which would be $305 American money,
Uh-huh.
you can secure an overnight accommodations at the Oakley Court for a full English breakfast, an afternoon buffet
Buffet.
on the lawn. No, it says buffet. On the lawns, and a late night screening of the film. While the big 2020 event was canceled due to the COVID-19, this year was canceled.
Well, yeah.
Next year event is scheduled for Sunday,
Okay.
August 29th, excuse me, for 2021. If there's a cure. Is expected to take place and bookings will be open soon. They do have a link, but unfortunately they didn't put it into the story.
Yeah.
But it says head here for more info about the annual special event.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I will take the story, since I have it on my laptop here, and since it's in a Word category document, I will post this up onto the website, and you guys can read the story as well, and it would be highlighted in link, which is the word here, as they highlighted. You click on that and it will automatically go to the website. And it continues, and what if you're looking to make a day trip out of the Rocky Horror Castle, but not actually stay on the grounds? Alfresco dining at Oakley's Courts, the terrace restaurant, is currently available for reservations.
Huh.
Just take note that you must make a booking online in advance, which is also a link.
Yeah.
So if you want to make a booking online, that is also highlighted in the story.
Okay.
So you have two choices. In addition to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Oakley Court has acted as a filming locations for a slew of films, mostly horror B movies. I wouldn't know why they would say that. But,
Horror
okay.
it's basically, if you think Hollywood, horror is basically in a B level, which is basically independent.
Yeah,
from
but,
back then.
Yeah, but this is the weird part when they say mostly horror B movies.
Yeah.
They have like The Curse of Frankenstein from 1957.
Yeah.
The Theater of Blood from 1973.
Yeah.
And The Brides of Dracula
Uh-huh.
of 1960.
Yeah, those are B movies.
Okay, I know The Curse of Frankenstein from 1957.
Yeah.
I don't remember The Theater of Blood from 1973.
That was before you were born.
I know, but I've like I said, I remember The Curse of Frankenstein
Yeah.
from 1957 because I saw that in high school. No,
Black
middle
and white?
school. I saw that in middle school because I had to do an essay on that.
Black and white?
Yes.
Okay.
The Theater of Blood, I don't remember that one from 1973. Nor The Brides of Dracula from 1960. I don't remember those two films at all.
I don't know.
Those are the two I don't remember.
Well,
But the Curse of Frankenstein from 1957, that was not a B horror film.
yeah, I know.
Due to the fact that
Frankenstein's one of the...
due to the fact that movie was considered an A film
Not only that, it's
because
also owned by Universal.
it's got 15 nominations
Yep.
and won 27 awards for being the best film ever made.
Oscars. Some of those awards were Oscars, I know that.
Right. Which is strange. But the other two I never heard of.
Well, The Brides of Dracula, the reason it wasn't acknowledged, but more considered B horror, is because Christopher Lee became Dracula after Bela Lugosi died. And a lot of Dracula fans, since Bela Lugosi immortalized Dracula, a lot of people didn't want somebody new from way back then.
Yeah, but I don't ever remember Dracula being married at all.
He wasn't.
Yeah, so
He
why
was
would
trying to get married.
Yeah, so why would they make a movie of The Brides of Dracula?
Well,
Doesn't
okay.
make sense.
Unfortunately, I did see a movie of Dracula. It was called Dracula 2000. I
I saw
forget.
that one too.
Shut up. I
That's stupid.
forget who played Dracula in that movie, but that actually explains what The Brides of Dracula is, or what should have been years ago when that came out. The fact that he turned 3 women into his brides, or another way of saying female versions of a vampire bride, but was actually really going for Van Helsing's daughter. And I don't remember any Dracula film where Van Helsing had a daughter either.
Yeah, I know. But let me finish this out.
Go ahead.
It says, so whenever travel is back on the table for all of us, and you find yourself in London, or its whereabouts, head to the Rocky Horror Castle, Oakland Court for a super luxe. Stay right on the River Thames. So this will be up on the website. Hopefully I can have a keyword little box on there.
Yeah.
And the keyword would be haunted stories. That would be the keyword.
No, how about haunted travel? That's better.
Okay. Okay, then forget that one. It would be haunted travels. which would be the keyword.
Okay.
Continue? Or you want one?
I got one.
Okay. Over to Para-Lor.
Okay, this is Florida man. Florida man pours salt on Walmart floor to get rid of evil spirits, deputies say. Ah, yes, it is the year of fucking loonies. And people say I'm mentally nuts. I'm more sane than fucking half the motherfuckers down there. Pasco County, Florida, a homeless man in Florida was arrested Sunday for trespassing after he poured salt on the floor of a Walmart, saying he had to rid the store of evil spirits, authorities said. Damon, which is not spelled normal, it's actually spelled... Oh, wait. Damien. But it's not spelled like the two versions of Damien. It's spelled Dameon.
Demian. Basically.
Yeah. Demian Dean Cantrell, 38, remained in the Pasco County Jail Wednesday morning. CBS 12, West Palm Beach reported that a manager at the Walmart told deputies Centrell entered the store and poured salt on the floor and on his feet before walking out and into some nearby woods. Deputies found Cantrell lying under some trees in a wooded area of the store's property, the news station said. He was arrested and booked into the jail into the jail in Land O'Lakes jail records show. Yes, this year is definitely showing hell on earth.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, figure it is that month for nuts to come out.
That's actually... Well, figure the nuts start coming out when the bullshit hit.
Exactly.
Next. Florida woman claims demons told her to steal a rental car. Okay. Jacksonville, Florida, a woman was arrested after stealing an SUV from an Ace rent-a-car. WJXT reports that Gardina Micalo, 23, appeared in court Friday morning on car theft charges with a bond set for how much you think?
$22,000.
No. $15,000. $15,003.
Wow, just giving that extra 3 in there, aren't they? Instead of a big number.
Wow. Micalo was arrested after stealing a Toyota. Stealing a toilet RAV4, REV4, from an Ace rent-a-car.
Oh my god.
Oh, she stole a toilet RAV4. RAV4, whatever you want to fucking call it. She was found less than a mile hiding at a hotel. Shocking. On the scene, Mikado told a local news station, "Demons told me to do it. I didn't take it. Demons took it." Okay. Saying the same lines that Zach said at the murder mystery place. Part of me, in a paranormal sense, actually kind of could see, possibly, about, demons, stuff like that. Due to the fact demons do get you to do stuff in different ways. But the other side I like to take a shovel and go digging into her head. Mentally. Not actually taking a shovel and digging into her head, but mentally. She continued, I tried to rent it. Oh god, she's doing a bunch of southern. I tried to rent it, but y'all didn't want me to rent a car. Y'all talking about how y'all didn't have any cars to rent, so I stole y'all's.
Y'all's?
I wonder where she went to finishing school.
Probably
Shout out to
Alabama.
Adam Carolla. Shout out to Adam Carolla.
She probably went to Alabama.
Not that type of y'all. It sounds more like the y'all. It sounds more like Texan.
Oh, Texan, the redneck Steve.
No, Texas is the southern border for Canada.
Oh, that's right.
It's a bit, people. We know it ain't freaking Canada.
It's the Canucks.
Police found McConnell hiding in a...
Y'all, eh?
Can I continue now? I'm done saying that shit. Police found McConnell hiding in a hotel. Shocker. When they eventually got into her room, they handcuffed her and put her in a patrol car. Friday morning, when she appeared in court, McConnell was wearing a red jumpsuit, indicating that she requires extra attention at the jail. My, are we trying to be fashionably correct when it comes to being in jail? And I don't think there's even a thing for that. If there is anybody that's LGBTQ, there is such a thing as customizing yourself in wardrobe that deals with being required for extra attention in the jail. Please let me know at my email, LoriLynch31@outlook.com. Which I haven't gotten any emails yet. Mikado has prior arrests in her record, including charges of trespassing, shocker, resisting police, shocking, theft with a firearm, didn't see that one coming, battery of a law enforcement officer, that would go with resisting arrest, and more. She was due back in court on March 28th, which we're now in October, so this was
A while back.
yeah, it was actually March 28th of this year.
Wow.
Okay, we go from what the fuck segment to
A cryptid one. Cryptid story. Legendary lizard man reappears in South Carolina. It does kind of sound cryptid, but let me read on. But could also sound like someone's wearing a goddamn suit.
I kind of thought it was urban legend.
Lizard man?
Yes. That's where I kind of stuck it in that category a bit, but I wasn't 100% sure. That's why I sent it to you.
Let's see. Either urban legend, cryptid, or some whack job in a suit.
That's why I sent it to you.
Bishopville, oh I love this county. Bishopville, South Carolina. I wonder if that's where Avis is from. No? Then what Carolina is he from?
He's from West Virginia.
West Virginia?
Yes.
Oh. His accent sounds says differently. Bishopville, South Carolina. After nearly a decade without a sighting, the mythical beast... Could you give me your soda refill? The mythical beast, Lizard Man, is once again popping up around a South Carolina town, reports CBS affiliate WCSC. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be abbreviated for a CBS affiliate. I'm going to read this part and wait for Paramike to return, and I'll repeat it for him. Lizard Man, or a person in a lizard costume, is a local legend and is described as being 7 feet tall with red eyes and scales. WCSC reports that... Thank you. Had to take a sip of Pepsi. Shit, I just lost my place. Anyways. Let's see. If you hear shuffling in the background, folks, just the Countess of the Dark, which is me. I'm not saying mistress, because I'm not Elvira. I'm definitely not the Elvira from the Oakridge Boys. The noise you're hearing is me filling tobacco in a tobacco smoke pipe for me to have a smoke. I'm out of tobacco tubes. I'm out of cigarette tubes. And today's a little bit too chilly for myself or Paramike to go down, take a little trip downtown, and get another box of tubes. Sorry. But that's what I'm doing right now. Waiting for Paramike. Having a decent smoke. Okay. Now, continuing on with my story here, sharing my tobacco pipe with Paramike here. Lizard Man, or a person in a lizard costume, is a local legend, and is described as being 7 feet tall with red eyes and scales. Get some clear eyes, now clear up some red eyes. But then again, red eyes, they could also be contacts. WCSC reports that, as the legend goes, in 1988, at Scrape or Swamp, what a name for a swamp, Christopher Davis stopped to change a tire. That's when he came face to face with the creature. 1 second.
I bet you he crapped himself.
Davis claimed, without warning, a 7-foot-tall lizard man left from the swamp and took a bite out of his car. Now, apparently, maybe the lizard man needed some iron. Last weekend, photos and iPhone video taken by witnesses on 2 separate occasions claimed to show the legendary lizard man popping up around town once again. Were you gonna say something? Though the legend became popular and even attracted national attention in the late 1980s. The Bishopville Cotton Museum has sightings documented all the way back to Native American times. Reports WCSC. The museum keeps an exhibit of lizard man lore on display. Okay, Native American times. We know Native American tribes, they did believe in other things and beliefs, especially Scotty. Who taught me a lot about that type of stuff. How many things that we've taken as, that's a story that can't be, has been proven true, said Jason Cox of the museum. So, as I tell people, you have to believe. You have to believe that there could be a lizard man out there. And people that believe in Bigfoot say the same exact thing. Not saying there isn't, I've just never seen one. I still can't debunk what the fuck was in the road while I was driving down here to move.
And that's it for that story.
Literally.
So there's a legend,
A local legend surrounding that. Almost maybe like a local urban legend.
Mm-hmm.
But it can also possibly be cryptid. Half local urban legend, as it just said. Half cryptid. And possible someone in a fucking lizard suit. Using red contacts for eyes and the scales.
Mm.
Now, obviously, with a lizard, what the fuck were you gonna expect besides scales? I've never seen lizards with freaking feathers.
Mm.
what do you take on it?
I have no clue. I thought it was urban legends, but then a bunch of flags started popping in my head. That's why I passed the story over to you.
Okay.
So I figured maybe you have more insight on it to figure out what category would be. I have no clue. Maybe somebody out there can figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
What category to put it in.
Or what they think. Is it saying it's an urban legend? A cryptid? Or somebody wearing a suit?
Yeah.
And needing major iron so they buy a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you
Let
got
us
one
know.
more story?
Actually, I have 2 stories.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it over to Paramike. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna go to a story which kind of is weird, I guess, but I'm not sure. This one, everybody keeps talking about the zombie apocalypse is upon us. So this one is zombie deer disease. Covers half of the U.S. Could also affect humans too. Ever since the dawn of zombie movies, people have often wondered, what kind of disease will it take to turn human beings into mindless undead? Turns out, a disease is not needed at all. A president will do. Joking aside, not really. There is now an animal disease that could actually threaten human beings with a bad infection and is dubbed zombie deer disease. Apparently, the said disease affects deer, elk, and moose species. It makes them behave in a strange and often more aggressive manner without their control, like zombies. It is quite similar to the mad cow disease. Now, it seems the zombie deer disease is more widespread as it has proliferated throughout half the United States and even some parts of Canada. The said disease is chronic widespread, CWD, in other words, and attacks the brain and spinal cord, rendering the victim confused and aggressive. It is currently incurable, and the symptoms could take a while to appear, meaning a hunted deer or some roadkill with hooves could look healthy enough to be consumed by humans, only for the disease to manifest later on. The disease should not be underestimated since it is progressive and always fatal. Like mad cow disease, CWD, chronic wasting disease, also might be able to develop or mutate to have a human variant as well. It is possible the human cases of CWD associated with the compensation of contaminated meat will be documented in the years ahead. It is possible that the number of human cases will be substantial and will not be isolated events, said Michael Olsholm, director of the University of Minnesota's Center for Infectious Disease and Research Prevention. Canadian authorities are already advising against consuming or coming in contact with deer, elk, or moose populations. As for how to detect deer, elk, moose, or caribou, Caribou, which may have gotten affected with CWD, they topically show these symptoms. Yes, I have the symptoms right here, which is fascinating. Isolation and decreased interaction with other animals, listlessness, tumors, oh great, tremors, yay, repetitive walking patterns,
Okay.
lowered head, nervousness, salvation.
But is this the deer zombie thing?
Yeah.
Can you start from the beginning so I can hear the whole thing? I was in the restroom.
Really? I gotta say it all over again?
I didn't hear it.
Oh my goodness.
Shit, I had to use the freaking bathroom.
Well, you can listen to it after I'm done with the podcast. Teeth grinding, increased drinking and urination. If, however, handling animals are part of your job or daily life, then at the very least, cautious handling is necessary. Here's a list on how to stay safe. Always wear gloves when handling them. Well, no shit. Do not shoot or hunt deer, elk, moose, or caribou, which appear to be infected. Avoid coming in contact with their blood, saliva, urine, or poop.
Or shit.
Avoid handling or cutting the spinal cord or brain area.
That just hurt my back. Ugh.
Have the animal tested for CWD before handling or consuming.
Yeah, well, that's going to suck for hunting season, which has already started.
Yeah. Purposely dispose of infected meat or properly dispose of infected meat.
How do you know if the meat's infected?
I don't know.
Doesn't say? Huh.
CWD was actually discovered back in 1967
Okay.
and has since been spreading across free-ranging and captive deer family animal populations in 26 U.S. states. It is caused by a misfolded protein, also known as Prion,
Prin.
commonly found in the central nervous system. Further study is needed on how it could spread to affect human anatomy. Currently, there are no reported cases of people infected with the CWD yet. Oh, that's perfect. Still, experts have suggested that hunters and pretty much everyone else avoid eating venison as a precaution. Oh, that's good. Precautions in black bold. But not in capital letters, though.
Shocking.
Yeah. On a final note, Osterholm also suggests that if Stephen King could write an infectious disease novel, he would write about Prions like this. Anyway, stay away from Bombay, folks. He's out for blood. What the fuck? How the fuck did Stephen King get into this for writing infectious novel diseases and in Bombay out for blood? How the fuck did this idiot come up with that shit?
Well,
What the fuck?
well, you know who Stephen King is.
Yeah, I know who Stephen King is and I know who Bombay is.
I don't know
but what the fuck?
Okay. I don't know what he might have been doing or on when he came up with those novels from when he started to now, but I can probably see where the guy's going for that note. If someone gave Stephen King that idea, he would literally turn that shit into a novel.
Yeah, maybe a movie novel, but not a fucking book.
No, it would be, he would do a novel first, and then some Hollywood director will go to Stephen King and turn that into a fucking movie.
But this clown is from the University of Minnesota Center for Infection, Disease, and Research Prevention.
Oh, God.
That said that for the ending quotation.
You need to give that story to Dave Schrader from Darkness Radio, since he believes there's a zombie thing.
I'm planning on it. I'm planning on it. Plus, I'm going to send him this podcast recording too, and see what he thinks about it. And then outside of that, I'm putting this up on the podcast website as well for people to read. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Okay, my last story.
I got one story left here.
Do you want it or should I finish?
Let me finish.
All right. Going over to Para-Lor for her last story, and then she'll shoot it back to me for my last story, and my last story will wrap up the show. Holy crap.
Okay, since we are in the season of Halloween,
Yay!
I came across this, which I immediately needed to do, which I immediately had to text Para the stories that I find, or that I see, so he could print them out for me. Because for some reason, you go to try to email the fucking story, it doesn't do it. Not sure why.
I figured out how to do it.
Okay.
When you find a story
Uh-huh.
through your cell phone,
Okay.
go up to the three little dots.
Yeah.
When it opens up, go down where it says share.
Okay.
Go to your email.
Mm-hmm.
Hit your email thing where it says send as email.
Okay.
Excuse me. When you get to your email part where
Uh-huh.
it says, from, and it has underneath it goes to,
Okay.
put in the email address that you're sending it to, and it will automatically send the website link to that email. And then you just let me know that you sent me an email link to the email address, and I'll pull it up and I can print it out.
I showed you how I tried to do that before, and it wouldn't fucking do it.
No, it works now.
Oh, now it works?
I fixed it. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
It's just that when you text me, it comes up some different from
Uh-huh.
what it says in the link.
Yeah.
So it's like if you send me something that says like what I just read, like say, well, from here it says like the most haunted states to visit this
Yeah.
Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Say like New York, it's like the Big Apple's a ghost town.
Yeah.
But when you send me the link, it says the Big Apple disappeared off the face of the earth. It doesn't match up to the main title. And you'd be like,
okay.
wait a second, that's not what I sent you.
Uh-huh.
It says Big Apple's a ghost town. But it says Big Apple disappeared off the face of the earth, and you'd be like, why didn't it work?
Uh-huh.
That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Somehow, when you send me the story, the next day it disappears and changes to something else.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Oh.
You have to be careful.
Anyway, since we are in the season, my favorite time of the year, Halloween season, I found this is not my critique for horror films. This is not that type of segment. This is actually something about a horror film that is actually one of the classic ones. A Nightmare on Elm Street. 25 things you didn't know about the classic horror movie. That's the title. Now, here's the whole fucking thing. In 1984, following the launches of the Halloween and Friday the 13th slasher movie franchises, a new horror series was born. This is the description. A Nightmare on Elm Street, directed by the late Wes Craven, debuted that year after being produced on a tiny budget and released by a small studio called New Line Cinema, which I
think another movie studio bought the rights to. I think it might be WB, but I could be wrong. No, New Line Cinema. That got picked up, I think, by Universal. What followed was one of the most iconic horror franchises of all time, and one of the most notable villains in pop culture history, Freddy Krueger. If you like scary movies even a little, chances are you've seen the original A Nightmare on Elm Street and at least some of the many sequels that followed. I've seen every single one of them.
New Line Cinema was purchased by Warner Brother Entertainments.
Warner Brother?
Yes,
Oh.
in 1976.
They hadn't been partnered with them then. Because you don't see anything that's produced like New Line Cinema anymore. It says in association.
New Line Cinema was founded in 1967 in New York City by Robert Shea.
Okay. But, my answer for seeing the original and at least some of the sequels, I've seen every single fucking one of them. And I have to get the goddamn collection. If I can find it. As interesting as the movie itself, though, is the story behind its creation. With no money to spare, a cast of largely unknown actors, and a director that had never had a hit movie. Ew. The original Elm Street film had a lot going against it. However, it had an interesting story that had never been done before working in its favor. A monstrous killer that attacks his victims in their dreams. We dug back through the original A Nightmare on Elm Street, as well as through the excellent franchise documentary Never Sleep Again, an Elm Street legacy, and found out far too many secrets about the movie and its creation. Take a look at everything learned below, which I am about to read. Then also check out similar revisitings of the original Halloween and Halloween H2O 20 years later. Number 1 for Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 1 is the movie was inspired by a true story. And of course, Paramike's looking at me like, bullshit. I can tell that type of look. You're giving me that's bullshit.
No, I wasn't.
The movie inspired by a true story. In the documentary Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street legacy, writer-director, late Wes Craven, admits that the original idea for the film was a series of stories he read in the newspaper about young men dying while sleeping and dreaming, known as sudden arrhythmic death syndrome. Try saying that 3 times fast. Also known as nocturnal death syndrome,
It's a rare phenomenon. Do 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 do. Phenomenon. Do 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 do. Phenomenon. Do 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 do. That's a freaking earworm, dude, because of the fucking Muppets. Due to the fact that the drummer Animal always said that damn word. I think that was the only word he could say. But anyway. Shit. I almost lost where I was. Okay. I'm still at the first one, okay. The rare, don't say it now, phenomenon that was first reported in 1984 when 81 Filipino men died similarly in Hawaii. Or, as people from Hawaii would say, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Shout out to Gabriel Iglesias. Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Pikachu!
Mi amo Pikachu. Yeah.
Buckets. Okay, number 2. Why Elm Street? There are a couple of reasons Craven chose the name Elm Street. Firstly, that's the name of the main street in Potsdam, New York. Let me say that word again. Potsdam, New York, where he taught before becoming a screenwriter. It also turns out that President JFK was assassinated on Elm Street in Dallas, Texas. I've seen that damn movie every single time, and I saw the documentary. I don't remember hearing this one. That one. You learn something every day, don't you? Number 3. Nobody in Hollywood thought the movie would work. That's a shocker. That's said about almost every horror film when it first comes out or created. For example, franchise Chucky. Still waiting for the fucking TV series. I gotta figure out a way to fucking watch it. Okay. 3. Nobody in Hollywood that would thought the movie would work. According to Craven, his script floated around Hollywood for 3 years without studios being interested. Shocking! That don't surprise me with fucking Hollywood. Then Bob Shea, the founder of New Line Cinema, that Mike just mentioned, read it and thought it would be a great fit for his studio, which was small at the time. I thought it was incredibly inspired because it had this great marketing hook that was familiarity to the entire world. He said in Never Sleep Again, because we all had nightmares. And that was actually said by Bob Shea himself. Number 4. Since this person was in the film and has been in some news media in the past several years, Johnny Depp was not the first choice for Glenn. Long before he was a pirate, this is Johnny Depp appeared as Glenn, the romantic lead and boy next door to let me just say that again. The romantic lead and boy in Boy Next Door in Nightmare on Elm Street. According to Shay, though, he was not the first choice. In fact, oh god, another moron, Charlie Sheen wanted the role. When I say Charlie Sheen, that's, the Emilio Estevez's brother, and Charlie Sheen, who appeared in The Three Musketeers, the Disney version. However, Charlie Sheen asked for too much money. $3,000 a week. And the production just didn't have it. Ultimately, it was Craven's daughters that persuaded him to cast Depp. Even though he was the actor as sickly and pale. He's beautiful, the director remembers his daughters telling him. In other words, his daughters had a fucking crush on this guy. Had a crush on Johnny Depp before he fully became fucking famous. Now, I bet you the first movie, why? Edward Scissorhands.
Speaking of Charlie Sheen, and not to mean to cut you off, but
Go ahead.
He did play in 2.5 Men on CBS.
Yeah, I forgot he did that too.
One of his cast members, the female there,
Yeah.
that I guess played the maid or something, she just recently passed. And
Shit.
that hit him really hard. So he may, I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but he may be leaving the show because of that.
Again?
He may be.
Oh.
He didn't leave the show the first time, but he may be leaving it now because of her passing. Because she was keeping him away from the way he's been a long time ago.
Okay.
So I just wanted to throw that in there. So our blessing goes to the passing of her with her friends, family, and cast members, directors of 2.5 Men. And whatever other TV shows and movies she's been a part of. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay. Number 5. It was important to everyone that this wasn't just a mindless slasher. While movies like Friday the 13th had their place in the horror genre and slasher craze, those making Elm Street didn't want to create that kind of film. We would have serious discussions with Wes about, look, we don't want this to be another Friday the 13th. Nick Corey, Rod, remembered in Never Sleep Again, let's really make it psychologically damaging and real. I actually kind of like that line. Let's make it psychologically damaging and real. Okay. Number 6. Freddy Krueger had some basis in reality. This is where this is going to get interesting. Because I knew about this shit when I saw that documentary on Netflix. But, in case some people don't know, that's why I'm reading the 25 things you didn't know. For number 6, Freddy Krueger has some basis in reality. According to Craven, the name Freddy came from a childhood bully. He also recalled looking out his bedroom window one night as a child and seeing a mysterious man looking back at him from the street. Okay, if you're not saying anything against the late Wes Craven, he is a good director, and who made this goddamn thing. If you're a kid in your bedroom, and you're a child in your bedroom, and you see a man looking back at you from the street, wouldn't that be an inclination to go find your fucking parents? Anyway, after hiding, okay, so he did hide. The director looked out the window once more, and the man was still there, making a scary face at him. The thing that struck me, which this is the answer from Craven, when this was, I believe his written memoirs. The thing that struck me the most about that particular man is that he had a lot of malice in his face. And he also had this sort of sixth sense of humor about how delightful it was to try to terrify a child, Craven said. I've seen that a few times. Not me myself, but I've seen that happen to my oldest son, and believe me, I was a mother that went from nice to fucking devil real quick. What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Number 7. And this is probably going to piss off some people because it kind of did piss me off when I read this over. Robert Englund was not the original Freddy. While Freddy Krueger... let me rewind. While Robert Englund is synonymous with the role of Freddy Krueger, he was not the first person cast in the role. It was actually a British actor, David Warner, time after time, set to play the part. However, he pulled out. That sounds like a sex thing. He pulled out at the last minute over a timing issue. Oh, I'm so sorry. Timing was not in favor for this douchebag. Which this led to Englund stepping in. That's actually the best thing. Number 8. The strange inspiration for Freddy's look. According to David Miller, who was responsible for creating Freddy's scarred look, the inspiration for the character's face was pepperoni pizza. One night, while out for pizza, and this is David Miller's quote, David Miller said, I started playing with the cheese. I bet he was playing with the cheese. Putting it around the pepperoni. I bet he did that too. And he actually made Freddy's face on the pizza. That makes me not want to have pizza later. Just by that description. Number 9. Initially, Freddy was more than a child killer. Initially, Freddy was created as the character that sexually assaulted children. Not surprisingly, even though he's a villain, that side of the character didn't make it to the big screen. However, Craven credited a story in the news at the time for the inspiration. The McMartin trial was going on endlessly. A school of children where the children have accused teachers of molesting them in a very systematic way. The case Craven is referring first began with the accusations in 1983, before arrests were made in 1984. It wasn't until 1990 that the trial ended. Nobody was convicted and and all charges were dropped. That don't surprise me when it comes to that type of freaking trial stuff. Number 10, why the glove? To figure out Freddy's weapon of choice, the bladed glove, who I still love to get that freaking replica, Craven wondered what the earliest weapon people would be afraid of was. It would be the weapon of an animal, he explained in Never Sleep Again, adding that claws of a cave bear scared him. He took that idea to mechanical special effects designer Jim Doyle, who sketched out the fabricated. Bleh. Hold on. Shit.
Not that.
Need a little. Take a sip. Blah blah blah. He took the idea to mechanical special effects director Jim Doyle, who sketched out, then fabricated a test version of Freddy's signature glove. Number 11. How the glove changed Freddy. According to Englund, putting on the glove for the first time changed his characterization of Freddy. And this is Robert Englund's account on it. It's heavy, he explained. When I put it on, one shoulder dropped a bit. That posture became a signature of the character, which Englund likening it to a gunslinger's holster at his side. That's actually a pretty good analysis on it, don't you think? I'm talking to you, dear.
Yes, I said,
Well, I didn't hear.
I'm trying to do something over here.
Number 12. Tina's horrible death. That's Tina's the first one to go in the film. If I remember right, the camera trickery used for Tina's death in the film is some of the most impressive in the movie. Her bedroom was actually rotating, with all of the fortitude nailed down. Even when she's being dragged up the walls and across the ceiling, she's actually on the floor. Now, that type of special effects in horror films needs to fucking come back instead of constantly being fucking CGI'd. CGI can be good for some things, but not for fucking horror. Next, number 13. The magical 13. The makings of a horror icon. While the role of the English teacher in the movie is one of the most memorable, the actress who plays the part was cast in an interesting way. She's the sister of producer Bob Shea. Prior to Elm Street, Lin Shaye appeared in a handful of projects, most of which were TV movies. She's since gone on to have a very busy career with dozens of roles, including playing a major part in the Insidious franchise. Lin Shaye. I did... Wait. Okay, I remember who that is now. The woman in Insidious, she's the medium. I almost forgot that one. While I'm getting to the next paper, Para, Mike, can you do me a favor? Can you find me any other stories of, like, you know, things that people don't know about specific horror films? If I write down specific horror films, can you find the things people don't know?
I could try.
Okay. Number 14. Let's talk about Freddy's sweater. According to Craven, he chose red and green for Freddy's sweater based on an article he read that claimed those two colors were very difficult for the human eye to see side by side. Craven's account, I literally made him into a sort of a painful optical effect. Late Craven joked and never sleep again. That's a pretty good freaking analysis on that one. The colors of red and green. In case anybody listening didn't hear what I just mentioned for number 14, this is according to Wes Craven. Of course, the documentary came out before I believe he died. He chose the colors red and green for Freddy's sweater based on an article he read that claimed those two colors, red and green, were very difficult for the human eye to see side by side. In other words, that's almost something like, you know, colorblind. This is what Craven said with that one. I literally made him into a sort of a painful optical effect. Craven joked and never sleep again. Number 15. What Craven gave up. To get this movie made, Wes Craven had to sign over the rights to the franchise to producer Bob Shaye. That's why there are still a number of Nightmare on Elm Street movies, even though Craven only directed 2 of them. The first one, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was before Freddy vs. Jason. Number 16. How that bubble bath shot happened. Now, I'm pretty sure people know what I mean about the bathtub shot. The shot of Freddy's glove coming up between Nancy's legs in the tub is iconic. That is an iconic fucking part of the movie. Or of movies, period. Rewind. More went into it than you might think, though. The bathtub isn't actually a bathtub at all. The bottom had been removed and was attached to a tank. It's actually special effects designer Jim Doyle's gloved hand that comes out of the water, while Heather Langenkamp, I used to be able to say this female's name now. Heather Langenkamp, who plays Nancy, sits on his knees with her feet on his shoulders to balance. That's one good way of getting that shot. Number 17. About Rod's hanging, which is when, Johnny Depp's character. That was a movie shot on a small budget over a short amount of time. As such, most of the visual effects were little bits of trickery that could be done cheap and quick. For instance, when the sheets snake around Rod's neck to hang him, that was actually shot in reverse. What you're actually seeing is a sheet wrapped around his neck being pulled away. I wonder how they were able to get that in the cutting part. Probably would never know since Wes Craven's gone. I don't know if Robert Englund still did interviews right now. But I'm pretty sure he would. He does it all the time. Number 18. One of the most iconic shots only cost $5 at the time. I gotta read that again because that sounds kind of funny just because of the price cost. One of the most iconic shots only cost $5. In the scene where Nancy answers the phone and Freddie tells her that he's her boyfriend now, an incredibly gross tongue grows out of the bottom of the phone and licks her face. I remember that. It's a startling image in the movie, but according to Craven, it was a visual effect that only cost $5 to build. That's fucking kooky. And let's see. Number 19. One crew member actually got electrocuted. As explained in Never Sleep Again, a crew member was actually injured while filming the scene in which Depp's character is soaked into his bed, resulting in a geyser of blood. The scene was shot in the same spinning room as Tina's death, allowing someone to pour a massive bucket of blood through the bed. However, when it hit the light on the ceiling, it immediately became electrified, shocking the crew member. Ouch. The calamity didn't end there, though. So much red water settled on the bottom of the room that it sloshed back and forth, making the room start to turn. As such, the water came into contact with more lights, shorting them out and ultimately poured out the window. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured, and it resulted in a very interesting shot. That it did. Number 20. Freddy's burning. Bleh, I can't talk. Freddy's burning was filmed in one shot. According to the movie's crew, the scene of Freddy being set on fire, running up the basement stairs, and then falling back down them was shot all in one take. But the only thing, it doesn't explain if it was actually Robert Englund that did the shot, that did that stunt, or if it was a stunt double. Oh wait, I remember. He actually did that. How he didn't get burned himself is fucking mystery there. Due to the fact Robert Englund at the time did his own stunts. Number 21. Even the star of the movie doesn't understand the ending. What? Oh, the ending. As great as A Nightmare on Elm Street is, its ending is a bit confusing. I said the same thing myself when I first saw it. Why does the skeleton of Nancy's mother disappear into the bed? Why does Nancy simply turning her back on Freddy defeat him? If that's all it takes, how does he come back so many times? Including at the end of this film. Honestly, these are questions even the actress who played Nancy didn't have the answer to. Nothing really makes sense at this point. Langenkamp admitted in Never Sleep Again. It's a confusing scene because with the ending we now have, it doesn't quite make sense. You know, if I turned my back and that's supposed to be a successful solution, then the fact that Freddy comes back means I failed. According to Craven, producer Bob Shea wanted a hook at the end to tease a sequel. The director admits he never thought there could be a sequel, but agreed to add the final scene anyway after arguments with Shea. That final scene was shot multiple ways, including one in which Freddy is driving the car the kids are riding in, which sounds a lot like the opening scene of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It actually was. Ultimately, they settled on Depp's character in the driver's seat with the car initially driving itself. As the camera pans to find the little girl skipping rope, an idea of Craven's that became a hallmark of the franchise. So, anybody out there listening wondering about the girls jumping rope or skipping hopscotch or whatever? There's your answer. Number 22. We're getting to the final three after this one. Craven regretted teasing the sequel. While a hook for a sequel was producer Bob Shea's idea, Craven went along with it. The director ended up regretting it. Speaking to Vulture in 2014, he explained, "Do I regret changing the ending? I do, because it's the one part of the film that isn't me." For what it's worth, Shea also admitted that his own father thought the ending made no sense. When I showed the film to my dad at a screening, he said, "The ending is weird. The ending is weird." Shea remembered, "I told him about the awkward compromise Wes and I had made. He said, 'It's not good. You've got to change it.' I said, 'Dad, I can't.'" Number 23. How Robert Englund views the film. According to Englund in Never Sleep Again, he sees the entire film as something of a premonition of Nancy's. She sees the chaos and evil that is about to unfold, and the final scene of the movie, in which her friends are alive and Freddy makes himself known, are the actual events. Of course, if true, the movie isn't playing like the events she dreamed anyway. I gotta read that again because that sounds so badass. According to Robert Englund, in Never Sleep Again, the documentary, he sees the entire film as something of a premonition of Nancy's. She sees the chaos and evil that is about to unfold, and the final scene of the movie, in which her friends are alive and Freddy makes himself known, are the actual events. Of course, it's true. Of course, if true, the movie isn't playing out like the events she had dreamed anyway. That sounds so badass. Number 24. Oh, the nursery rhyme. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. I like that fucking line. I like that shit.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there.
What?
Now, the nursery rhyme,
Yeah.
it's kind of different there on paper
Uh-huh.
to what we hear
Yeah.
from the movie.
Almost in every fucking of them.
Now, from there it goes 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Yeah.
But on the opposite version, it goes 1, 2, 3, Freddy's coming for you. Is what I've heard. Why would they change it? Huh?
I'm gonna have to get the collection and have you watch it through with me one by one, because I don't remember that part of the rhyme.
I've seen different versions. I've heard 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
That's the one I've always heard.
I've heard 1, 2, 3, Freddy's coming for you. Then I heard another version of 1, 2, 3, 4, Freddy's coming for you. I was like, why would they keep changing it each and every time?
I don't know. Let me continue.
I just wanted to throw that in there as a question to people.
Okay, here's your answer. For 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. The little rhyme that the kids sing while jumping rope was actually written by Langenkamp's boyfriend at the time, who was a musician. The composer liked it and worked it into the movie's score. That was actually her boyfriend's idea, to actually make the actual 1, 2. There's your answer. And lastly, number 25. Freddy has nightmares too. You might not remember this, but Freddy Krueger wasn't just a big screen monster. The character was also spun off into his own TV series. Freddy's Nightmares, also known as A Nightmare on Elm Street, the series was a horror anthology show in which Krueger would introduce spooky stories and serve as an overall host. It only lasted 2 seasons, but it did manage to feature some fairly notable names before they were famous, including
Brad Pitt, Mariska Hargitay, Kyle Chandler, and Lori Petty. That is the 520. Is the where's the goddamn page? Okay. Ow! Okay, there it is. That's the whole 25 things you didn't know about the classic horror movie A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ta-da!
That's the last of my papers, of my stories. You can say your last one here.
We have time.
Actually, it's 12 after 6,
So what?
and I'm getting hungry, unfortunately.
Well, all right, then have me do it then. Let me see the paper.
Okay.
Okay, this is actually the last story for the day for this episode. Are the most haunted states to visit this Halloween? America's spookiest states, and this is just the description before everything else. America offers countless haunted sites, but some states stand out when it comes to providing travelers with the most scares come spooky season. SlotSource.com recently analyzed ghost sightings, and other paranormal activity from all 50 states. With the help of the latest data from GhostsOfAmerica.com to determine which parts of the U.S. are the most haunted this Halloween. Number 10, Virginia. Virginia ranks as the 10th spookiest state in America with a total of 1,655 paranormal sightings, narrowly edging two other southern states in Florida and Georgia. The state's placement on the list hardly comes as a surprise, though, as it's home to numerous historic sites, including creepy cemeteries and hair-raising hotels. Number 9, New York. From scenic upstate to the Big Apple, New York isn't short of eerie attractions. After all, the state has been home to 1,670 reported ghost sightings. As well, the Amityville Horror House on Long Island's South Shore is among the most iconic Halloween sites the state has to offer, especially when people try to keep selling it.
And right now, it's nothing but a ghost state.
I know.
Literally.
Number 8, Oklahoma, with 1,715 total ghost sightings and a population of just under 4 million. Oklahoma boasts the highest percentage of population who have allegedly seen a ghost at 0.0435. Let me say that one again. At 0.0435%. The Stone Lion Inn bed and breakfast in Guthrie is among the most haunted places travelers to Oklahoma can visit, while the Skirvin Hotel in downtown Oklahoma City has spooked more than its fair share of guests.
That's the one that Ghost Adventures did, right?
Yeah, the Stone Lion Inn.
The woman Becky Lukather, I believe I said her name right.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
Where you can go.
She did,
which is the bed and breakfast.
Yeah, she also did like murder mystery stuff.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah, and Zach thought she was batshit crazy.
Yeah, due to the fact that Guthrie, Oklahoma, tried her for.
Well, she was accused, but
yeah,
that was just
for
like
murdering people.
Well, she was accused of witchcraft, of being of doing witchcraft in cemetery.
That's right.
But she was not convicted because those were just basically rumors of people who live there were claiming, but there was no evidence of her being arrested.
Right. Or her doing witchcraft.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid people in Oklahoma.
I know. Zach thought she was batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Even though it was funny, though.
Yes, it was. Especially the episode. It was fucking hilarious.
I gotta say this. Irene, you want to come in and play with my balls?
That was the best one ever.
I'm sorry. I know that was a child, but the way Zach said it, it was like he was, instead of talking to a child, he was talking, he thought, instead of speaking like you would to a child, it was like he was speaking to an adult.
You want to come play with my balls?
I mean, he didn't get it because he didn't realize
What?
he said it that way until Aaron started laughing first, and Jay and
Billy.
Aaron and Jay were at
Nerve Center.
laughing, and Jay then started laughing,
And Billy.
not realizing the other two started laughing first.
Well, no. Billy was filming Zach on the stairs
Yeah, I remember that.
with the ball.
I know, we got the whole thing.
And then Aaron and Jay were at Nerve Center watching the big screen.
Yeah.
And Zach said, "Hey, Irene, you want to come play with my balls?" Billy started laughing. It took Aaron and Jay a little bit to catch on, and then they started laughing after
Aaron-
Billy started laughing. And Zach said, "What?" Fucking hilarious! I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he just said that on national TV."
Well, not only that, before that, they got that poltergeist activity with the door slamming.
I know.
That was good.
I know. And then Jay's still sitting at the table
Yeah.
and everything. Zach, Billy, and
Spirit
Aaron
box
are
goes right
over
off.
at the door trying to debunk it.
Examine it.
And then the spirit box goes off, and Jay literally crapped his pants. It was hilarious.
I love to see some skeptics who probably saw that episode to try to debunk the door slamming.
And the
'Cause
spirit
they
box
caught
going
that
off.
shit on camera.
And the spirit box going off.
I love to see someone try to debunk that shit to me.
Literally.
Number 7 in our new lovely state that we live in,
Yes.
Pennsylvania. The Keystone State has also witnessed more than 1,700 spirits, which comes as no shock, giving Pennsylvania's robust selection of haunts, perhaps none more renowned than Gettysburg National Battlefield and Philadelphia's Eastern State Penitentiary,
Oh, yes.
both of which are popular sites for ghost tours around Halloween.
I'm kind of shocked that Hillview Manor's not mentioned into that one.
So am I.
Due to the fact...
I have that explanation right there. The idiots that fucking own it now are changing the fucking story on it.
I know, I was just about to say that.
And I'm pretty sure that pissed Zach off when you told Billy.
Yeah.
On
And Mr. Dave Schrader as well.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that, yes, I do have the entire collection of Ghost Adventures,
Yep.
and
We have yet to get
I
any new ones.
I know two people that worked there until it closed,
Yeah.
and due to the fact that I still have contact with both individuals.
They're nurses at his cancer center that he goes
Well,
to.
one is
One is.
retired,
Okay.
and I went back to the cancer center and I talked to one individual and I told that person about it, and that person is like, no, that's not entirely true with the way the new owners are putting it, because she told me that the original story is true and what Ghost Adventures found out is still true, and with the new owners, since it's changed hands 4 times
And
already,
they don't have the original
before we
story
moved
told.
down here, changed hands 3 times before we moved down here. When we did move down here, it changed the 4th time, And the stories have keep changing and changing and changing. Now, with new paranormal groups that are doing YouTube channels.
Yeah, and some of them actually do the right way, asking permission first.
Right. When Ghost Adventures did it.
Yeah.
Or, no, before Ghost Adventures did it.
Uh-huh.
Ghost Hunters did it.
Yeah.
And
they got told
they got told something different.
But the female was the main one that was doing that with Zach. She was the main freaking person that was basically the lead. Gee, I forget what they're called.
Her name was Candy.
I know, but I'm trying to remember what she was called. Basically, the person that leads the tours.
Guide.
Thank you. She was in Ghost Hunters as well as Ghost Adventures.
Right.
Majority of everything that she said is 100% accurate.
Right.
I think after Ghost Adventures aired it, she left because of that bitch who was trying to make a crack at her because she wasn't bothered by the fact that she was being a tour guide in a nursing home.
Right, and she got her butt pitched.
I know.
But after a while now, with different people investigating it.
And different tour guides.
Like CJ.
Yeah, CJ Faison.
He's getting told different stories with certain things plastered all over the building for certain rooms. And then you have a new group out of Ohio that's getting different stories and putting out what they're told, which is not 100% true. So so when they listen to this from my old show, due to the fact that I had to change it, it pisses me off.
It pisses me
and
off.
I'm seeing more and more come up about Hillview Manor of other people doing it. It still pisses me off because they're not getting the true story.
No, they're not.
Of this. And, yes, I commented on their videos. I like their videos. Yeah. But I also comment on letting them know, you guys are not getting the right stories.
No, you're not getting
You guys are not getting the full, exact stories about Hillview Manor. I know a person that worked there. I know another person that worked there. I know a person that's been hurt by that building.
Yeah.
I know a person that had actual physical contacts from that building. I know stories about that building that are true. I've done the research of that building that people told me. Ghost Adventures done the research of that building.
Yeah, well,
the golf course is haunted.
Yeah, Belanger's the one that got him the entire thing.
Yeah. If you want the real stories from out of these other people that are managing it or have taken it over and putting up false stories, don't believe them.
Go to the
Do the real history. Watch Ghost Adventures. Watch Ghost Hunters.
Or contact him. Or contact Jeff Belanger on his website asking him.
Exactly. Get the real stories. Stop believing these fake motherfuckers that are running Hillview Manor the way they say, this is happening, and what they have up on the walls. It's not true.
Not only that, in other places, that's starting to, I think there was
it pisses me off about it.
I think there's another one. Unfortunately, we stayed at it, and now there's no record of it even being there. And it's in Florida.
I'm trying to remember now.
Westgate.
Oh, yeah.
That fucking place was haunted from the fucking goddamn church tower down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
And two, I proved that shit with fucking Scotty.
Yep. But anyway.
Since we left, nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Number 6, Indiana, where your street brother was from, I think. No, lived.
Lived, but now he lives in Nebraska.
Do they get these type of podcasts up there in Nebraska?
I don't know. I know he's trying to contact me a few times, but with the way my schedule's been because of my arm, I haven't been able to contact him back.
Yeah. Anyway, Indiana is one of the several Midwest states to make the top 10, reporting nearly 1,900 ghost sightings, many of which have come at the Menacing Whispers Estate in Mitchell, and the frightening Hell's Gate in Diamond/Brazil. The state also offers plenty of creepy forests, and kiss my ass, and covered bridges, which can become unsettling when the sun goes down. Yeah. The forests, go figure. But Whispers Estate in Mitchell and the frightening Hell's Gate in Diamond, Brazil, that makes no fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
Brazil's on the other side of the goddamn planet.
That's in Spain.
Number 5.
What happened? Did Spain come over here with the United States and decide to merge and have a baby? In Mitch? Indiana?
There's a Hell's Gate in Indiana that nobody's talking about.
Yeah, there's something to look up.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, no shit.
Number 5, Illinois.
The birthplace of Day Shredder.
Yep. After putting their courage in the test in Indiana, supernatural seekers who head west into Illinois for even more pulse-pounding experiences, including the ghost capital of Illinois in Alton, 25 miles north of St. Louis, which has been named the most haunted town in America. Number 4, Michigan, where Melly Fox is living now.
Detroit, Michigan.
Michigan now. 4th ranked, Michigan, the state itself, is one of the only 5 states to crack 2,000 ghost sightings, which is awfully impressive for a state with a population of under 10 million. Michigan offers a plethora of spooky sites to explore this fall, including historic hotels and restaurants, lighthouses, cemeteries, and the macabre Jackson State Prison. Number 3, getting down to the nitty-gritty, Ohio, our neighboring state. Ohio gets bragging rights over neighboring Michigan, Indiana, and Pennsylvania. I beg to differ. When it comes to ghost sightings, ranking 3rd overall with 2,555 total. Let me say that one more time. Ohio gets bragging rights over neighboring Michigan, Indiana, and Pennsylvania when it comes to ghost sightings, ranking 3rd overall with 2,555 total. Ghost hunters will likely have the most luck in Mansfield, home of the terrifying Ohio State Reformatory, which Ghost Adventures did too, and Bisman Building. I don't remember hearing about a Bisman Building. Unless Ghost Adventures has been able to lock that down. Number 2.
I don't remember if they did.
I know
Ghost Hunters did.
Yeah, Ghost Adventures also did Ohio State.
Yeah, I know Ghost Hunters did, and Ghost Adventures did Mansfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
Reformatory. I know they both did, but I don't know about Bisman for Ghost Adventures, but I know Ghost Hunters did.
Yeah. Bisman Building, no. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Number 2. A place you probably wouldn't mind visiting, but not want to live there because the fucking shit's so goddamn expensive. California.
Which is still on fire.
California is the nation's most populated state. No, really?
What about your morons?
39.5 million. And it's not even close. Therefore, it's almost no wonder the Golden State lays claim to 6,444 ghost sightings. Hotel del Coronado in San Diego and San Jose's bizarre Winchester Mystery House, which I actually been there before once. Pregnant with my first son, and boy was I hit with a lot of energy. But the only thing I found weird, and I haven't been able to explain it, is completely fine in the house. But as soon as I walked out, I'm sweating bullets. And I'm freezing. Jose's bizarre Winchester Mystery House. are among the state's spookiest places. If you're claustrophobic, don't go to Winchester Mystery House. You'll have one of those bad attacks.
Yeah.
And number 1.
That's where Zach Bacon's first time there
Yep.
had it ended his lockdown and became immortal.
And when he went back the second time.
Yeah, Aaron, I think he finally closed his chapter for that.
Something like, yeah, he did. They both did.
And well, no, Aaron closed his
Aaron
chapter
went
for that.
nuts the first time.
Yeah, but
you
he
knew it.
Yeah, but when they went back the second time, he finally closed that chapter for himself.
Yeah, he was able to close
But
it.
Zach did something different.
What do you mean?
I think he did something different. I think he opened up another chapter for himself from exploring more of the house than what was expected.
Well, he was able to get more access than the first time you could.
Right, but that was another chapter opening for him, but for Aaron, it was a closed chapter for him. But
True. Yeah.
Zach did more.
I don't know.
The first time he became immortal, but he had to be released.
Well,
But-
yeah, because he didn't realize when he was getting slammed, it was his grandmother.
Right.
But I
So-
think Zach closed the door there himself because he wanted to apologize
Right.
to
That-
Sarah for doing that experiment in the first place. So
Right.
they both closed that chapter. That's what I see.
Different.
That's
Well,
what I see.
Okay, that makes more sense.
If you see it different than me, that's fine, but
Yeah.
that's how I see it.
Okay.
And number 1, Texas. Is that where Texas Toast came from?
Probably. Redneck Texas toast.
South of the Canadian border. It's a bit, people, I know.
Texas toast, eh?
With the remarkable 6,845 ghost sightings, Texas is the most haunted state in America. Hey, Patches. Our youngest cat decided to say hello. The Lone Star State's total figure is nearly 6 times that of 16th ranked Massachusetts, site of the infamous Salem witch trials in the late 17th century. Beg to differ on that.
Yeah.
When it comes to Salem, and ancestors of my biological family created that fucking town.
And Salem
Decided to bounce before the freaking trials even hit.
Yeah, and Salem's here on the East Coast, not in the South.
South, Midwest. Basically hitting the other part of the freaking ocean. Other ocean.
Yeah.
Anyway, the lesser known Mineral Wells is a dream destination for ghost hunters as it's home to some of the most haunted spots in America, including the haunted Hill House and Baker Hotel. I know those two were never at Ghost Adventures. I don't know if Jeff Belanger been able to even get them there. But we know they've been in Texas once. San Antonio. I did the urban legend about those tracks list in our last episode, where Zach debunked it, but it's still being told as an urban legend.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, that's about it for this episode.
Yep. Next episode, which will be episode 4, we'll do some
Urban
urban
legends.
Yeah.
Some more urban legend categories with their places.
Yep. I'll probably read some of that. I just don't know which ones yet.
Well, our next episode, where I left off, where the school bus tracks were. The next urban legend underneath that, because it's bridges and tracks,
Right.
is the tale of the hooker man.
He's like, no!
Don't worry, Patches, it ain't gonna be today. It'll be the next one.
It was like, no! When you said that. That one sounds kind of interesting, but yet just the title sounds
I know.
Weird.
Whacked out.
Yeah, not something for an urban legend title, but that'll do it for us for now. This has been episode 3 of Everything Paranormal. I'm your host, Para-Mike, and into the dark side, creepy news world of paranormal,
Para-Lor.
we're gonna say keep it paranormal and
Enjoy the comedic relief, because we all know everybody needs it.
yep, enjoy this podcast show and the first 2, episode 1 and episode 2.
Yep.
If you have paranormal stories or anything that we have said on this show, please email us at everythingparanormal2021@gmail.com.
In the subject, put what story, who you're sending the email to. Subject Para-Mike for him or Para-Lor for me.
Yep. Or if you just want to send some stuff to Para-Lor, her email address is LoriLynch31@outlook.com.
Let me spell it so people don't understand, because the spelling of Lori's changed so many fucking times over the years. It's LORILYNCH, the number 31, as in 31 the movie, anyway, at outlook.com.
Yep.
LoriLynch31@outlook.com.
Yep. And if you want to go to our website, it is everythingparanormal.gear.host/ep.html. Fortunately, money is so tight we can't afford a regular domain for our website right now, but there's a lot more information. You can check out the entire page. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom. Our Twitter feed is down there. Our Tumblr feed is there as well. There are links to our email pages.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Skype links where you can chime in if you want.
Just let us know in advance.
Yes, there is other things there as well. There is a web poll to give us star ratings, 5 for you like it, all the way down to 0 that it sucks.
But we prefer 5 stars, thank you.
Yeah, and you can email us why you're giving us the star ratings and things like that. And
if you want music or funny sound effects, stuff like that, we'll try, due to the fact that YouTube is being cut.
yeah,
And Para-Mike isn't doing a YouTube page anymore because of that issue.
I'm still trying to work on it though.
He's trying to work on it, but I'm trying to get him to be more about the podcast first and get that up and going. That was my fingers. Let's see. If you find any, paranormal stories or paranormal news, which we call para-news, just send us an email on it.
No, we call it dark news.
Okay, well...
Dark side news, sorry.
Huh?
Dark side news, sorry.
Okay, dark side news. Just send it to our emails or to one of us, and we'll read it on it when we record. If you find any really dumb criminals and idiots, as in true crime, as in dumb crime, stupid criminals, just email those to us, but put in the subject for called Stupid Shits Doing Stupid Shit. Oh,
Yep.
Stupid Shits Doing Stupid Shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.